Hi, I'm Lisa from Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Make sure you join my Spooktober special live stream on the 31st of October at 7 p.m. UK time. As well as doing my usual accurate and authentic card readings, I'm also going to be doing a rather spectacular giveaway. So if you would like to be in with a chance of getting some very special treats, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you when I go live. Until then, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll see you on Halloween night.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Oh, hello. Why am I over here? Hello, everybody. Welcome to... There we go. Welcome to the channel. This is Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty. I've got no idea why it just did that. That's very strange. But yes, good evening. Welcome to the channel. I'm just making sure my phone is on mute in case it goes off, although my watch isn't. So if my phone does go off, then the watch is going to go ping diddy ping diddy pong diddy ping. So yes, I hope everybody is well. I've just managed to turn it on to vibrate instead of mute. There we go. I hope everybody is well. And because I've just plugged my phone in, I'm now looking at my phone files, thanks to Windows. Anyway, let's have a look. Who is here to start with? Hopefully I muted that before I burped. I've just been drinking some new look, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper Zero. And apparently it's not for Halloween. No, it's not for Halloween. It's for whatever. It's just their new look now. But anyway, let's have a look at who's in the stream. Good evening to Patricia. Good evening, my darling. I hope you are well. How's the flooding where you are? I hope you're doing all right. Good evening, Flower Beauty. Good evening to Mag. That's are you a new member, Mag, or a new subscriber? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello to Holland. Hello to Patty. Good evening, Patty. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Belinda Jane Harris. Hello, Belinda Jane Harris. Hello, Ellis. Hello, Ellis. Everybody's just saying hello to each other. Yes, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. We're not doing it just yet, Flower Beauty. You've got to wait till I announce that we're opening a round, because literally until that point, it goes further back in the chat. You see, hang on, I've just got to move something out of my way, otherwise I'm going to end up kicking things and probably unplugging everything behind the scenes, and that's never a good thing. So then, I don't know whether you noticed, it's spooky season now. I know it's a witchcraft channel, but I love horror films. So I've got Freddy on the boobies. I've also don't go putting this on none of those weird foot fetish sites. Oh, in fact, I'm not going to be able to show you. I've got Freddy socks. You can kind of see. I can't get my foot up any more than that. I've got Freddy socks on as well, and Jason Voorhees earrings. So it is Freddy versus Jason, you see. That's what we're going with. So yes, good evening. Oh, Stefan M. Good evening to you. Good evening from France. Good evening to you, my darling. I hope you are well. You see, there was a moment, for a split second then, there was a moment that I was going to try and say I know it's bon nuit for good night, but I can't remember what evening is because, you know, vibro. Anyway, right. How is everybody doing? I hope you're all doing reasonably well. It's getting, the weather here is starting to get proper cold, proper chilly, proper like autumnal weather, which I do like, but I do always forget that means you can't just go out the house in t-shirt. So yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I need to go back in and get a jacket or something because it is a bit chilly these days. But yes, no floods where you are. I know you live on top of a hill, but how bad is it? Not too near the rivers. The stream outside has disappeared. Lots of soggy grass and probably, oh, bonsoir. Of course it is. Thank you, Stefan. Of course it's bonsoir. Of course it's bonsoir. We're still in a flood warning. It's been announced again, so that's not good. That's not good. We've been told it's back in place now until tomorrow, and we live near a beck, so you know, hopefully we're okay. Anyways, I have. Oh, I've got some coconut oil. Yes, I got some vegan virgin coconut oil, which is just coconut oil for myself. The salve to make my healing salve that I'm working on. And I spent a lot of yesterday evening while Rufus was cooking, because I had a big wobble in Tesco's yesterday. I nearly fell over and everything was horrible. But what I decided to do was to come in here and go through all of my aromatherapy oils. So I chucked out a couple of bottles that just had dregs in. I relabeled everything, and I even did little tiny square labels. In fact, I can show you. Let me show. Sorry, I know that's probably loud on your ears. Look, we'll have this one, because this is a blue cypress M, and that means massage oil. Look, can you see? There you go. Look, blue cypress M, and then all of my other ones, some of the old bottles that had been falling apart. Look, I put new labels on them so I know what they are. That's my juniper berry, and on the top. So when I look at my oils, they've all got stamps on. How cool is that? How cool is that? I know, right? It's like I'm being an organized bitch or something. Anyway, and I'm leaving it all there just so it can fall off and hit me in the head. No, I'm leaving it all there so I don't forget and I actually make myself. I know, right? That's good. Facebook sent you a flood warning today. That's not good. That's not good at all, in fact. Hang on. Oh, gosh, there's loads of comments coming in. Ellis, you're getting mold issues in the house and can't seem to get rid of it. Bloody weather and condensation problems. Yeah, and do you know the best way to get rid of mold? Whack your heating on high. Who can afford that these days? We don't put our heating on until it's like -15 outside. Up until that point, I'll be going to bed in my parka coat and like blankets over me and everything, because it's too bloody expensive these days. Your flood warning finally got lifted and no flooded basement. Hurrah. Sorry to hear you're still under a warning. Yeah, it only kicked in today. It's a new one, so I don't know what that means, although it has been chucking it down all day. No warnings on Friday. Hurrah. Oh, are you signed up for alerts from Floodline? We're not. It just came through on the BBC. The weather's crazy where you are. End of September, we're still in t-shirts. Yep. Soon you'll be a pool party for Christmas. Wow, we've got all the bad weather now. We've got all the bad weather. It could be 4 days late. In October, you have put the heating on. Oh, good God. In that case, I'd speak to your landlord or the council. That's what I would do, Ellis. You've had the heating on as much as you can afford, but also the mold keeps returning. Get the council in. Ring the council or your landlord, and if they don't do it, I am forever seeing on the YouTubes this advert of someone going, is your house moldy? Is your house falling apart? Does your place of living make you feel sick? Is your landlord refusing to help? Then why not contact us and we'll complain on your behalf. Contact one of them people. Don't know what they do. Don't know how much they cost, but yeah, you can sign up for you see, I was about to say we're not normally in a floodplain, but we are near the beck, so I might have to look into that. Thank you, Holland. Right then, shall we do some tarot? Don't forget, everybody, next week I've just posed for a photo for Neil with me, Freddy versus Jason and Michael Myers in the neck row. So I've just posed for a photo. So, but don't forget, next Tuesday, we are seeing the state of the world, but we're absolutely not talking about it. We're not talking about the state of the world. This is a positive vibe only space. So we're having positive vibes. Thank you very much. So we're not talking about the shit in the outside world. We're talking about lots of loveliness. Where the rest of the YouTubes, the rest of the social media can argue over who's right, who's wrong, what's this, what's that. what the best ways to deal with XYZ are, how you do this, how you get out of that, what the situation is, whose fault it was, blah, 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 blah. We're not doing that here. Here, we are going to concentrate on positive vibes. We are going to concentrate on our own communities, i.e. our global community of witchy folk, of which there are many people of different races, different creeds, different genders, different beliefs, different everything. And that's why I love our witchcrafty communities that we have here online, because it means that by all means, if people want to do a peace working and all of that, and if people want to send positive energies, then please do all of that. But what we do on this channel is, if you notice, I don't talk about any of the major news normally until I get distracted, and then it becomes a downer, and then I have to delete the stream. But normally we don't talk about any of the major news issues. We try to keep things on this channel in a positive vein, and yes, that's what we're going to do. And obviously we all send as much love and peace out to the world, because I think our whole planet needs it right now. And on that note, I'm not going to comment any further, because I'm not an expert on any of it, and I think there's a lot of other people commenting, and this is a safe space away from that for a couple of hours. So yes, but thank you for your comments. Right then, so let's talk about the tarot, tonight's tarot. Good evening to Sherry, Mon Cherie. I don't know. Oh, don't say that, because you know I'm gonna. All we need is love, la 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 la. All we need is love, love. Love is all you need, and a big fat bank account. Yes, yes, yes. That helps, doesn't it? It helps. Having a big fat bank account helps. I don't know. I've never had a big fat bank account. My bank account is definitely in the well, it depends. If it's got a minus next to it, but still a really big number, does that still count as really fat? I don't know. Anyway. Anyway, now we've talked about geopolitical politics and geothermal politics, geocristo politics. Let's do some tarot. Right then, let's do some tarot readings. So, as always, we're going to start with some tarot readings on the, what am I even talking about? Before we start with the tarot readings, there's a little bit of housekeeping to do before we do. Regular people here will know, but if you are new here, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. Look, there's even a little thing about the bottom of the screen. Look, you do make all your own decisions about your own life. Okay, so don't come running to me. Listen, if you ask the question, right, should I leave my husband and make a new life with the gorgeous Spanish waiter that I met on holiday in Spain, aka the plotline of Shirley Valentine, right? And the cards come up and say movement, journey, movement. Don't you bloody come back to me in a couple of years later when you're back in that old grotty old house talking to your wall. Okay, because Spanish lover boy's gone off and done a flick with someone else. Don't you come running to me. You make all your own decisions. If you haven't seen Shirley Valentine, hopefully this is still universally enough. I love Shirley Valentine. What's that wall? Oh, yes. Anyway, that's all she does. She talks to the wall because her husband doesn't listen. I would say I know the feeling, but I don't. Rufus is lovely. But anyway, you make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for that sort of support, please seek out a professional in those areas. I can waffle with the best of them, right? I've watched plenty of ER, Scrubs, Grey's Anatomy, House. I can talk about the, you know, whatever the see, now I'm thinking medical terms, my brain's gone completely blank, but yes, I could do all of that. And I've watched plenty of legal stuff on the YouTubes and on the TV, going back to LA law, because I'm that frigging old. But I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm definitely not a financial advisor, because I'm skin AF. But if you're looking for that support, go and see a professional. But if you're looking for some guidance, if you're looking to know what the universe might have in store, what the Akashic records say, what the cards have got for you, or what my wonderful dragons have got for you, any messages, if that's what you're looking for, then you are on the right channel. This channel, I always say, right, a friend will say to you, oh, I'm sorry you've been feeling poorly. When you're better, we'll go out for coffee. Your best mate will say to you, your breath stinks, you got BO. get in that shower, brush your teeth. I'm going to pick you up in half an hour. I'm going to take you for coffee, and then we're going for cocktails. That's the sort of readings I do, right? Very blunt, quite to the point. I try and filter it through a little bit, but quite to the point. And it will tell you if you've been being an idiot, right? If you've been ignoring signs, if you have been doing stuff that is against your better judgment, the cards will tell me, and I will pass that on. That's how we do it on this channel. Now, if you don't like that, if you want to just hear, oh, everything's going to be lovely, and if you persevere, it will all be lovely, and it will work out in the end, and oh, then please seek out another tarot reader. That's not how we do it here. Right then, there's two ways to get a reading on the channel. The first way to get a reading, I'm about to change the ticker tape. Are you ready? The first way is to request a reading, to put it in the live chat. Now, wait a second. I'm about to open a round, but before I do, if you want to throw your hat in the ring at getting a free reading, start your chat with the word question, start your comment and put your question in. I will then pick one of those at random, depending how many people we got on the stream, how many people asking questions, that's your percentage chance of getting picked at random. However, if you want to guarantee that your reading is up next, the easiest way and the only way to do that, and it's guaranteed to be the next one, is to send it via a super chat. It can be any amount in any denomination. Apparently Holland, this is what I've worked out, different denominations have different color coding, and I don't know what that is for each different amount. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Basically, that's what I've found out. But that is how you get a reading. If we get 3 super chats in, I'll do all of those first, and then move on to opening a round with whoever's here after those to do the free readings. The reason we do it that way is you might ask a question right now, and by the time we get to you, if we get 2 super chats in, then you might have gone off and you might be watching EastEnders or Days of Our Lives or whatever, right? That's how we do it. Just in case you need a refresher, a little reminder, I'm going to hit this little button. It'll play a lovely little video. It's 28 seconds long, and this tells you how you get a reading on this channel. Okay, let's have a look on my system. Oh, I'm also on. Come on, I've logged in already. I'm also over on buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, because that is our members space as well. Right then, so it looks as if we have no super chats as yet. So then let's have a look on here. We're going to go, oh, right, I need to not click on Holland's comment or Patricia's. So we go all the way back to there and all the way down to there. Right, okay. Scrolling up and down, we're going to pick one at random, and it's this one. Queen 707. Haha, Queen 707. Good evening, my darling. Will I be in a relationship with the right person? Excuse me. With the right person next year, 2024. Let's have a look for you, my darling. Well, have a look. Everybody else, listen, this is the easiest way, right? Select the comment you've just typed and copy. No, Control V it. Control V it. Corey Ray, please don't do everything in giant capitals. That's, oh, there you go. Look, Nightbot's just kicked in. It hurts my brain. It hurts my brain, and I can't read it because of the ADHD. Can't read it. So please don't do it all in capitals. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right then, Queen 707. No. Oh, I've just done that wrong. There we go. Queen 707, starring your comment, so it goes in the other page. And we're going to do your reading. So then, Wispy, good evening. Oh, apparently we've got Tank as well. That's interesting. Good evening to Wispy, one of our, well, the main dragon that we have here on this channel. Let me just turn that banner off. That's going to get annoying, isn't it? So Wispy is the main dragon that we have on the channel. He's our air dragon. Now, obviously, with tarot, come on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hang on a second, everybody. Oh, there you go. It is working. For a split second, it didn't want to connect. So Wispy is our air dragon. Now, if you know anything about the tarot, the air elemental in tarot connects with swords. So that's always a bit of always makes me giggle a little bit in the fact that Wispy, who's so helpful here, she says, just as I'm starting to shuffle, Wispy, who's normally so helpful here on this channel, is actually the one that brings challenge and trouble and strife. But it's the challenge element that I like about the swords, because Wispy brings that element that is, challenges are not always good or positive. They can be difficult to get through, but that is why it's a challenge. Do you know what I mean? So yes, right, Wispy, my friend. Queen 707 would like to know, will I be in a relationship with the right person next year in 2024? And it's a little bit early to see, but we'll see, Wispy. See what the Akashic Records, see what the universe has in store. Is that one card? It is one card. 5 of Wands reversed. Right, okay. Clarifying card. Let's do your cut. And I'm going to move the camera slightly up because I can't quite see everything I need to see. I'm not doxing myself with anything on the side, am I? I've been known to do that before. I'll just move the camera and, oh, look, there's my address label just on the page. Yeah, I know, right? That's useful. Right then. So, there's no cup cards. Queen 707. We've got wands, we've got swords, but there's no cup cards. So there's no romantic energy as such coming in that's being highlighted now. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It literally just means, for me, I tend to see a lot nearer. 2024 might be a little bit far for Wispy to pick up on, just because I've got him trained a different way, if that makes sense, just the way that we work. But this is showing you the patterns that are leading into next year. So if there's something you need to change, then you've got time to alter those patterns, if that makes sense. Because the future is not set in stone. This is the thing that people don't understand with tarot. It's showing you where things are headed now. However, if you make some significant changes in your life, that direction will change. So 5 of Wands. Now, this is your clarifying card. Wands is all about your sense of security, your sense of self-esteem, confidence, all of that. This is reversed, which means this is being brought to you, if you like, next year. And again, I think this is early next year rather than late into summer or winter. You've got some upheaval coming. Okay, so there's some conflict coming that's going to knock your confidence or is around your confidence, but it's not coming from you, it's coming from someone else. So this is a good time. If there's someone around you that keeps pecking away at your confidence, that keeps trying to undermine you, get shot. Tell him to do one. You know what I mean? This is a good time for that. This is a good hint that that person's going to get in your head in the weeks and months to come and into 2024. Now, where you will be, I tell you what, we'll do the situation, right? I think there's still, I think we've had this a similar reading for you before where we've talked about healing. I think this is still a time of healing because we've got the 10 of Swords coming up in the situation position. Now, 10 of Swords, swords is trouble and strife and challenge, as you just heard me talking about with Wispy, but the 10 is that overflowing. So it feels like there's still baggage that you're bringing forward next year. So this is a good pointer, Queen 707. This is a good moment to go, I need to get rid of this. I need to use the next couple of months. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, these are the dark months, right? Use that time. Use this time of winter to work on your shadows, work on your own traits that hold you back. So anything that's around your own kind of issues, healing from the past, maybe looking at confidence building, things like that to move you forward in a better position, because it's saying the sort of from where we are now and extrapolating forward, it's still going to be quite a difficult time. And it feels like you're still bringing that baggage forward, if that makes sense. And it does feel like that's going to be a key problem. You need to jettison that. Now, if you're able to do that, this is actually in the obstacle position, and it's strength. So it's saying strength is an obstacle, but now that doesn't sound like it makes any sense, does it? Why would strength be an obstacle? Well, it's because if you are not actually feeling strong, if you are staying strong for other people, if you are staying strong to save face, if you are staying strong, all inverted commas, so that you don't have to deal with that negativity, then that is going to block you. Sometimes we have to have those feelings and maybe do it in a controlled way through counseling or through some sort of support. Have those feelings, but let them out bit by bit. Let them out. It's kind of like deal with one issue, let that go, deal with another issue, let that go. Where they intertwine, where they connect, deal with those, let them go, to clear that space for next year, because then that is going to allow you to drop this strength on its own. It's such a lot of tarot readers will just say, oh, you're going to be strong. No, sometimes we need to deal with our weaknesses. If we keep trying to be strong, then it ends in us not being able to deal with and work through those emotions. Sometimes we need to just face them and chase those demons away, if that makes sense. And demons with a small d, not demons with a DAE. And in the overcoming this, again, this is what I'm talking about, right? Overcoming this lock-in of strength, we've got the 6 of Wands reverse. So asking other people for help, which I know you aren't going to want to do, right? And although this is a love reading, this is still that blockage that I think we've talked about before, because it's saying the wands coming in is that confidence and that support and that feeling of self-esteem growing from the community, but it's only going to happen if you use that community support to overcome this strength. Okay, so this is quite a deep reading, because it's this strength that's stopping you from dealing with previous pain. And I know, let me swap cameras, because I know on the surface that sounds like an absolute oxymoron, doesn't it? It sounds like, well, hang on, if I'm super strong, how am I not dealing with my pain? How is that stopping? It's because literally, as I'm saying, it's like, I'm okay, I'm all right, I'm okay. Oh no, that isn't bothering me anymore. It's not bothering me. But actually, right deep down in the bottom of the recesses of your mind, it is. And I think that is what the cards are still saying, my darling. And I think I know I've said it for a lot of people, but I think quite often we need to clear out the space before we try and fill it again, if that makes sense. It's like, imagine you've got, I don't know, imagine you want to take up pottery, right? Just go with me on this, right? And you've got a garage, and in your garage is all your art supplies, right? All your acrylic paints and watercolors and canvases and papers and everything else. But you've decided you're not going to do that anymore. You want to take up pottery. Okay, but you buy yourself a kiln and you buy yourself a pottery wheel and all the clays and all the dyes and all the colors and all the everything you need, right? And then you get to your garage and the garage door opens and you're like, oh, I've got nowhere to put it. You need to get rid of all the stuff you're not using, all the toys you're not playing with, to make space for your new toys. Do you know what I mean? And that's the same in the romance field. It's like, whilst we're carrying around baggage from previous relationships, whilst we're carrying around so much negativity in our lives, there's no room for positivity to get in, because it's literally jam-packed full of negativity. Once you clear that out, that's when you make space for that new energy to come in. And winter's a really good time, because for a lot of us, if you're in the northern hemisphere, winter's dark and cold and dank. It's a really, really good time to kind of work on that, particularly with counseling groups, group therapy, counselors. You know, I know a lot of charities and things do that. So do all of that and work on that, right? And what I would say with that is that it's great to try and do that on your own, right? The what's it called? Shadow work books and all things like that. They're fantastic. But sometimes we can have trauma that goes so deep that we don't know how tough it is going to be to dig that weed out. And if you've ever tried to redo a garden, or you know, you've got a plot of land that's completely overgrown, you can cut all the weeds back on the surface. You can even dig them back to the first layer of soil. But unless you get absolutely into the dirt and rotate it and get those roots up, it's always going to come back and affect you in the future. And I think that's what the cards are saying, my darling. Hopefully that helps. A bit deep and meaningful, wasn't it? A bit deep and meaningful for the first reading, my darling. But that is what the cards are saying, and I hope that that helps, my love. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for your question. Right, let me jump on the live chat. Rashmi Singh, good evening, Rashmi Singh. Oh, hang on, I can't. Patricia's talking about boundaries. Cool. Oh yeah, Corey Ray, hello, darling. Yep, I'll grab another reading as we go along. You guess you still need self-development. Be careful, my darling, right? Now, I'm going to get on a soapbox here, so excuse me for 2 minutes, right? But soapbox time. Self-development is great if you do it with support. You need the support to get through it, right? When you do shadow work, when you look at those cold hard facts and things that we've gone through, if you are still carrying that trauma forward, if you are still holding on to it, there's a reason. And just to go and go, oh, let's shine a torch on that, can be really harsh, because quite often we can relive events. This is why I'm saying get that support. That 6 of Wands reversed. I know you don't want to, because that reversal is like, no, don't want to, I can do it on my own. Get that support in. If it's, you know, whether it's an online support group, whether it's face-to-face counseling, whether it's support from, you know, a face-to-face support group, whatever it is, reach out to some mental health support and mental health professionals and get some support to help you deal with that. Don't ever try and do it on your own. Shadow work is great if you've got a support network, and that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. So yeah, do make sure that support's in place. Right then, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. It is incredibly hard to root out deep trauma. It really, really is. And quite often you can have things, without talking about anything too triggering, I know from my own experiences, I discovered some stuff that I had completely shut away. Not only did I shut it away into the dark corner of the recesses of my mind, I'd close the door, lock the door, and then plastered over the door, papered over it so many times, I repainted it, I forgot there was a bloody door there in the first place. And as I was working through something else, this sudden thing was like, oh yeah, and don't forget this happened. And it was incredibly traumatic to realize what I'd gone through and why some of the just how some of that was still hanging on, even though to my conscious mind I blocked it all out. So seriously, shadow work and delving deep into the subconscious, please do it with support. Don't ever try and do it on your own, because if there is trauma that you're carrying, the last thing you want to do is re-trigger it and then relive it when you aren't protected. Okay, and I don't mean this is again a mundane over magical. It's great to use crystals, and Patricia's put some carry or wear smoky quartz. Yeah, it's great to help release, but also that alone isn't going to do it. You need some therapy and some actual mental health support to get through that. So yeah, hopefully, my darling, that helps. Right then, I am going to be doing some videos. I know I keep talking about it, but I've got the next one of the deck reviews for November is already filmed and uploaded. So I'm getting some space. We're starting to move ahead with the schedule. Next week's spooky deck review is up as well. That's loaded. That's the Macabre Tarot. So members up here have already got access to that. You should still have access. I don't think I've or did I schedule it? It might be scheduled, in which case I'll have to unschedule it if anybody wants access. But if you're a member, just contact me and I can send you that link. So then I am going to be working, as I say, on some healing from heartbreak spell workings and some other tips and tricks that you might be able to use. But again, it's not professional counseling. That all being said, let's go for another reading then, shall we? I think, oh, hang on, I've just knocked my microphone. I know, right? Okay, let me know, by the way, can you hear me okay? Because quite often when I've been filming videos, if I film it with the StreamYard settings, the volume sounds really muddy. So yeah, I have to tweak it, but let me know. Right then, let's have another round. Go ahead and put your questions into the live chat if you want to throw your hat in the ring to get a free reading. If you want to guarantee guarantee that you're up next, all you need to do is send your question with a super chat that will automatically come through. And yeah, oh, hang on, I've just realized that isn't on there. But that will automatically come through to me, and that will... It isn't on there at all. That will automatically come through to me, and that will be starred, and it can be any amount on the super chat, but that means you will queue jump. Yours will be next, and also it will be a longer reading. So if you want to take advantage of that, that option is there. Bear with me. Sorry, everybody. I can't remember how to spell guarantee. It's one of those words. No matter how I spell it, it never looks right. Does anyone else? It's like receive. My brain just goes, before we accept after it. It's like, yeah, guarantee and receive. To guarantee your reading is read next. Or bear with me, or start your question with the word question. I think that's right. I think that makes sense. If I save that, mods, can you just check that makes sense? I think it makes sense, but you know, my brain doesn't always work. I say doesn't always, my brain hardly ever works. So yes, guarantee. Yes. See, that doesn't look right to me. I don't know what it is, Belinda. I know that's the correct, that's what I've just spelt on that. I'm sure that's what I did. But that does not look right. It's weird, isn't it? It's like that is my brain says no. And I know that it's guard, G-U-A-R-D, but it doesn't work. Anyway, let's have a look in the live chat. I'm going to drink my coffee, so bear with me for 2 seconds. This is a Costa. They've got new. These are apparently, you know, I said the other day on a stream that we got these, that this came from, where did it come from? Rufus got it in Lytham St Anne's, and I hadn't seen them. It's because it's their Christmas range. How is that Christmas? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it because it's like blues and greens, blues and purples and a little bit of red, pink and yellow. So I really like it, but it's not Christmassy, but at least it means it's a Christmas cup that you can use all year round without having a Santa cup in the middle of blooming July. Anyway, right, let's go all the way through, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and we're going with this one here. Is it a question? Oh, it looks like it's an actual question from Mag. Hang on, I've starred it. Oh, I should put my glasses on, shouldn't I? My old lady specs. Right, question, Mag, it's you, my darling. There we go. Question. Love reading, near future. Will I meet someone? I am single. Any advice on my love life? Ah, my darling, let's have a look. Oh, gosh, sorry. There is a reason why the members are at buymeacoffee.com. Oh, it's not even on there. Oh, hang on. What have I done? I've got the wrong one on. I mean, you can go to my website as well, but it is actually, it's all over on buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. There's a reason it's that one. It's because I am addicted to the coffee. Yes, I am. Absolutely. 100%. Right then, let's have a look. It never looks right. You're right, Holland. It absolutely never looks right to me. And it's, my brain always falls over it. Receive, guarantee, and then necessary. Necessary, I always have to go 1, then 2. That's how I remember how to spell it. It's 1, then 2. 1, 2. 1, 2 is necessary to count beyond. Yes, I know, right? I mean, one C, 2 S's. Necessary. Yeah. Anyway, enough waffling. Wispy, good evening to Wispy again. Hello, my friend. Time for another reading, Wispy. We've got Mag, and Mag would like to know a love reading for the near future. Will Mag meet anyone soon? They're single, so any advice on Mag's love life? That's what we want to know, Wispy. if you're trying to make that jump, I mean, it is a single card. Okay, we'll have that as you're clarifying. I was just about to finish shuffling. So, okay, we've got your clarifying card. So we've got the 6 of Cups. Cups is your emotional suit, Mag. So that is all about emotion. So that can be romance, friendship, all of that, all the nice and fluffies, all the nice fluffy relationship type cards. So we'll do the where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. Oh my God, another 10 of Swords. What? You saw me shuffle this. You saw me cut the deck, right? Okay, 10 of Swords is up again. The 2 of Cups. Oh. And the opportunity is the King of Cups. Right. Okay. Now, this is interesting. So, the 6 of Cups as your clarifier. Cups is your emotional suit. 6 normally looks at community, wider sort of scope, people, friends, family, groups, all of that. I'm not saying get into polygamy unless you are, in which case, great. But this is more talking about having, building a network, I guess, and putting yourself out into social situations in order to meet someone. Because I always say to people, look, if you want to meet, you know, the right one, if you want to go out and meet someone, or even if it's just for dating rather than a big old serious kind of, you know, let's be together for 20 years, even if you just want to go and have a bit of fun, you've kind of got to get out of the house, because no one's going to come knocking on your door and go, hello, Mag. Hello. I heard that you're actually rather attractive and that actually you're a really nice person. So I thought maybe, would you like to go for coffee? Because I would quite like to date you, please. Thank you. No one's going to do that. I mean, if they are, then, you know, well done. None of us ever need to do tarot readings or anything. If you can bottle that and sell it, you'll make a bloody fortune. But generally, that's not going to happen. So you've got to put yourself out there into different groups. And what I would say that this card is saying, because it's reversed, it's literally saying, I don't think you like doing that. So I hate people, right? Genuinely, people I don't know. I hate's a strong word. No, but it's accurate. I do hate people, right? People I don't know, people in general, the concept of people I really dislike. People I interact with, I love. Whether that's somebody that's, you know, I talk to in a shop, somebody that I see, I nod to crossing the road. You know, it doesn't have to be a deep, meaningful connection. But when I'm actually in the presence of people, I love people. I love interacting. The mods will tell you, I'm shy as hell, but you get me at an event, and I'll sit and chat with the mods, and I'll sit and chat with anybody for hours and hours and hours, to the point that they have to tell me to shut up, right? But the idea, when I'm in my little house, the idea of people in general, gives me the shivers. But if you're similar and you don't like those sort of weird social engagement things, then find a way to do it where it's not a dating group. Do you know what I mean? It's like, take up a hobby. Try and think where you'd find people that might be single, or at least might have similar interests. So if you are, I don't know, say if you're a big fan of science fiction, right? Then go to some of the science fiction conventions, go to some of the fan clubs. You might feel like a bit of an idiot at first going along on your own, but go and explore. If you're into druidry, go and check out, you know, a druid group, there's a name for them and my brain's, I've forgotten what they're called. A grove. There we go, I've remembered. Go to a druid grove and check out some druids and all of that and join the order. If you want to know more about druidry, we've got a podcast episode in the podcast feed where our lovely Holland, who happens to be a moderator on this channel, tells us all about druids, which is amazing. But say, I don't know, you might be into horror films. Well, go and join a horror film fan club. Do you know what I mean? Go and do those wonderful things, and in that way you're spreading yourself out, and it's not just a dating group or speed dating or anything like that. Now, the situation where you are, 10 of Swords reversed. So this time it's reversed. So I don't think this is necessarily like whatever's happened in the past, your heartache issues in the past. I think it was stuff that maybe again, a bit like on the other reading, I do think this is stuff that you're hanging on to and you need to clear out. But because this is reversed, I think it's stuff that is affecting, how can I put it? I think it's stuff that was brought to you rather than this is your emotions, if that makes sense. So it's almost like you're wary of other people because of what happened, which again can be argued that that's like a trigger. But I think you've done a lot of the internal work to deal with that trauma. You're just a bit cautious. And so that's kind of what that's telling me. But we do have what you need to know. We've got the Two of Cups. Now, arguably, in this deck, more so than the Lovers card, this is pointing to a romantic connection more than the Lovers, because this deck's Lovers is actually, it's the same card that's on the box, right? And it's talking about your shadow self and learning to love the bits that you don't like and all of that. But the Two of Cups is the romance card. It really is. It's talking about two people coming together and a romantic thing. So there's definitely something here on the cards. I do think, because this is in the what you need to know, it's like, don't give up. Don't give up. Do some of this. Get out there and meet some people. Don't give up. See what connections you can make. You might meet somebody. Like, well, I went to learn early learning, not early learning, that's for kids. I went to an adult learning. I went to early learning and played with sticker bricks. No, I went to oh, fibro brain. I went to adult learning, right, and learned sign language and all sorts of other things. I didn't meet my lover there, but I met a woman who's become a friend, who's a pagan and head of like one of the pagan federation groups in Leeds, and is an amazing contact and a friend. And I met her by going to learn sign language. So again, it's talking about that, and it's not necessarily saying you're going to meet the person that you're going to fall deeply in love with, but you may do, because this is here. Do you know what I mean? This is here. And then we've got the opportunities coming up, which is the King of Wands reverse. Now, be careful, because you can see with this King of Wands, I always call him a bit of a player. He's got his shoes off. He's got his hat off. He's sat on the on the bedroom chaise longue thingy. There's a name for these that I always forget. But he's sat there with a cup of tea. His shoes aren't under the table yet, but they're not far off. Do you know what I mean? So the king is here. And what I think this is saying is the opportunity is maybe for you to, whether it's to meet somebody who's in an authority position, or whether it's to get yourself out there, and, you know, maybe it's literally saying that the opportunity is to bring somebody back into the bedroom, if you get my drift. Now, the thing about the kings, they can be players. So be a little careful about falling in love with the King of Cups, because the King of Cups is so full of love, you know, it needs to be passed on. But just, I do think that there is definitely something here around kind of getting out there. This is the most amazing card of all in this reading, right? The what you need to know, there is love on the cards for you. You've just got to do a bit of number sampling. Do you know what I mean by that? It's like, if you only speak to two guys or two girls or two people every single day, if one or other of those two people don't fancy you, you're not going to get much chance. However, using this card as an example, if you get out there and you talk to 6 different people every day, that's 3 times the amount of opportunity to meet someone who's single and into you. If you times that by another 10, that's 60 people. You know, you play the numbers game, and that's not a case of, you know, putting yourself out on Tinder. It's talking about doing it in person and doing it that way. So it does feel like there is love energy coming your way because of that Two of Cups. It's just how you find it that's important. So yeah, thank you for that, Mag. I hope that answers your question. Stefan M, I've just seen your super chat come in. I will get to you next, my darlings. Thank you ever so much for your super chat. Let me just swap cameras and check in the live chat, because when I do my readings, I don't have the live chat on, so I've only got the starred comments, which are the readings I'm doing. So yes, thank you for that. Let's have a look. There we go. There's a fly in here again. I think, do you know what? I caught him. I hit him the other day with my hand, and I thought I'd got rid of him. I don't think I did. Grove, yes, thank you. I got there in the end. My head was saying Coven. Thank you. Oh, that was 10 minutes. My head was saying coven, like coven, if that makes sense. Yes, entirely Holland. I like specific people, but dislike the concept of people in general. However, animals, I love all animals. All animals, even the creepy crawly ones. We were in a pet shop yesterday and they had red-kneed tarantulas, and I was looking at them going, actually it's quite cute, even though I hate them. Hate like in the back of my head, spiders are really awful and scary and awful. No worries, Mag, thank you. But you know what, when I was looking at them, I was like, oh, they look quite nice. Actually, they do look nice. So yes, Mag, all I would say, be confident about yourself, right? Put yourself out there, join some groups, you'll meet some friends, you'll learn some new skills, you'll have some social interaction, and you never know. You never know. I met my partner at a social group. Go figure. You never know who you might meet. And we've been together 8 years, just gone. So yes, 8 years just gone. Animals don't judge you. They love you or want to eat you. That's true. And some of the animals that love you the most want to eat you the most. And the reason they love you is because you look like dinner. Anyway, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, Stefane. Stefane, we've got your question up here. I'm going to do your reading right now. So then everybody hold your questions. Stefane has sent this as a super chat. Look at the state of my desk there, just to one side. Oh, things you're not supposed to see. It's me mascara, me lipstick, me eyeliner, and all of me lovely potions and lotions to keep me wrinkle free, or as much as possible. Yeah, that wasn't on. That wasn't planned to be shot. Oh gosh. Good job, I don't care. It's good job. See, this is what I say. The reason the channel is called Beyond Authentic is because I don't think you can get much more authentic than this, can you, really, on the YouTubes? We're doing readings. We're staying as we are. We're staying true, and we're staying authentic to ourselves. Right then, Stefane, you're a 45-year-old man. Hang on a second. Let me just clear the air. So if you don't know, a lot of people do kind of comment on why the bell. I ring the bell not to annoy everyone, but because what it does is it cleanses the air, the space between readings, so the vibrations clear out the previous reading and then make space for this one. And then I always bring Wispy's music in, because Wispy is an air elemental, and so Wispy's music or theme is now wind chimes. So yeah, that's why I do all of that. So then Wispy. Stefane is a 45-year-old man, Sagittarius from France. He would appreciate a general reading on what he can expect for the end of the year. Okay, then. So, Wispy, we want an end of year reading. So we're going to do the horseshoe. So it'll be a 7-card reading, Stefane. We'll do the horseshoe. Is that one card trying to flip? No, it's multiples. There we go. Wispy knows better than that. So I've got to say to Stefane, right? Your English in the comment is very good. My French, I learned French for, I learned French for 4 years at school. Then I went to college and did another year. So I learned French in theory for 5 years. Can I speak it? No, not at all. Je ne pas parler le français, which I think is completely the wrong way of saying that. But I think what I'm trying to say is I do not speak French. Je ne pas parler le français. It sounds good in my head, right? It's probably not grammatically correct. But anyway, Wispy, Stefane wants to know what's coming up at the end of the year. Well, one last shuffle round. 3 and 4. There we go. Right, no clarifying card. So let's have a look. So then we're going to do your drop, Stefane. There we go. Is it going? Oh, cards weren't sure. Bit of uncertainty from the cards. Interesting. Right then. So we might have to pull this up a little bit. No, it should be okay. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, move Wispy's skull. 5, 6, and 7. Oh, the Lovers card. Interesting. Right then. So In the past position, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Now, you've probably heard me say, and certainly if people have been here on previous readings, for me, well, you would have heard it say just then, because the 10 is overflowing, right? The 9, I muted my phone. I didn't mute my blooming watch. Sorry, everyone. The 9 is when something is full. The 10 is overflowing. So the 10 of Pentacles is talking about money, right, and work. So you can see here, this house looks like a really nice house, little cottage, well-kept garden, like lots of love and care has gone into this. But can you see on the roof, we've got the Pentacles. So there's a lot of care has gone in, but also a lot of money, a lot of work, a lot of effort. And this is reversed. So I don't know whether there's been a change in your financial circumstances, a change in work, a change in your career. But this is really talking about there being, hang on a second, I'm on the wrong screen again. There we go. It's talking about there being quite a significant change work-wise or financially, to the point where it almost feels like you've done a 180 and that everything is now very different. The only other thing I can say, if it isn't that you've had a change, it's that the 10 of Pentacles is kind of, it could be that you owe, there could be a debt or something coming in because of this reversal. We'll see how it, see if I need to clarify it, I will do as we go round, but let's just see. The 4 of Cups in the present, though, again, another reversal card. Now, 4s for me are about stability. Cups is your emotional suit. So it feels like, are you a bit stuck in a rut at the moment? Are you a little bit kind of, maybe a little bit bored, maybe a little bit kind of a lack of energy, almost feeling a little bit kind of a bit dull, because the 4 of Cups, if it's this way up, is talking about there being quite a lot of stability in your love life. Everything's ticking along quite nicely. When it's reversed, it's saying, yeah, it's stable, but it's as boring as all hell. So whether this is saying that, you know, there's a disconnect in your love life, maybe a disconnect with a current partner, that maybe things aren't as exciting as they were, or whether this is saying that, you know, I think you did say, hang on, you haven't said whether you're single or not in the question. So it could be that, yeah, it could be that everything's ticking over okay romantically, but there's just a bit of a lack of spark, because the 4 of Cups, when it comes up reversed, it's really talking about that stability aspect. Those 4 chair legs, 4 table legs. It's like everything's grand, but there's nothing exciting happening. It's just very by the numbers, almost stuck in a rut, as we say. And it's that element of, you know, again, going back to Shirley Valentine that I spoke about earlier, there is just that feeling of, if one day is exactly the same as the next, there's nothing exciting or nothing to spark there. In the influence, we've got the Knight of Cups. Now this is interesting, because the Knight of Cups is that teenage energy, and when we talk about the teenage sort of rebellion, when it comes to Cups, we're talking about that first influx of romance and lust, and oh my god, I really love them, and I love them so much, and I can't wait to spend all my day with them, and oh, I love, and oh, they're so sexy, and I just want to bonk them, and all this stuff. That's great when you are a teenager. This coming up in the influence position means that I think either there's a lack of that at the moment and you're missing it, or you're kind of wanting to somehow re-engage. Does that make sense? Maybe you're wanting to go back to that. Now, whether that's with a current partner or that's with a new partner, I don't know, but it definitely feels, and again, the influence could be driving you one of two ways. It could be that everything feels quite stable at the moment, or feels quite stale at the moment, because it used to be full of this sort of bombastic, you know, when you're a teenager and you're not allowed to go out and stay out too late, and you're meeting your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your partner, and you're kissing them, and then it's like, oh, I've got to be back home now, and oh, everything's like super ramped up. It's like the older you get, the less that happens, because you don't have the same things, and you don't have the same curfew, you don't have the same parents looking over your shoulder. So that influence can come in either that you want this back, or that this is something that you're trying to avoid somehow. The influence bit can go either way, but the fact that we've got this sort of stale element creeping in, I think is saying that maybe this is what you want to get back to. In terms of challenges, there's definitely a challenge here because we've got the King of Swords, and Swords is challenge cards. So the Swords is all about obstacles, challenges, things to overcome. And the thing about the King of Swords is that the King of Swords doesn't mind getting on his soapbox and shouting and screaming. So whether this is a conflict that you're having with this partner, or whether it's that, you know, maybe you're unable to speak and say what you want to say, because again, this is in the challenge, and the challenge is this. So if you're wanting to say your piece and not being able to say it at the moment, that would be where the challenge comes in. It could also be, though, that there is an authority figure in your life that is somehow trying to dominate. Now, that authority figure can be a partner. It can be somebody at work, like a boss. It could even be somebody who, you know, a parent or somebody in the family that, again, could be a partner that swings that sword and says, you know, which way is up and which way is down, and kind of dictates what's happening. If that is what's going on, bear in mind this is in the conflict position, the challenge position. So it is something that you need to kind of deal with, if that makes sense. It's what I would say, because you've said you're in your 40s, and again, I'm in my 40s. It kind of, there isn't normally a lot of adults that can make us feel like this, but I do think there is an element of, hang on, something I said has just come back to me, and this is when I said the challenge is the challenge card. Does that mean the challenge is, hang on, Wispy, clarify this for me. Is the challenge an actual person, or is the challenge that there isn't a challenge? Because that's what I'm thinking. Hang on, let me get the light seers out. Hang on, it could be that actually the challenge here is that there isn't a challenge, if that makes sense. That's what Wispy's like going, no, the challenge is the challenge. But that doesn't make any sense. The only way I can make sense of that, if the challenge is the challenge, then it means you don't have a challenge. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know whether that makes sense. Anyway, I'll move on while I'm shuffling. I'll move on to these other cards here. So the way other people see you, we've got the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands doesn't necessarily mean that they see you as female or feminine, like a lot of readers would say. Oh, okay, and it is the wand, so it is your confidence. And I think that people see you as quite a caring individual, quite a nurturing individual, somebody that is trusted, and oh, there we go. And somebody that is quite trusted. Now, the thing about the Queen of Wands in this deck is that she's quite happily performing on stage. It's giving Tina Turner vibes or Whitney Houston vibes. This is a little bit of a diva moment, right? And they see you, it may be that they see you as being a bit of a diva, or more likely it's that they see you as being somebody who is kind of a safe pair of hands. Does that make sense? I don't want to say that you're boring, because I don't think you are. I mean, you're online asking a tarot reader, you know, that's not a boring thing. That's something that's a little bit out there. Right, so Wispy, clarifying the King of Swords, what have we got? Temperance reversed. You can't find a way forward, and that's coming up as the challenge. Hang on, Wispy, we'll do another one. And the Page of Cups. Right. What? Hang on, we'll do one more. Go on. I normally do 3. We'll clarify with 3. The 4 of Pence. Okay, so is that the right box? Yes, it is. So the challenge is coming up, Stefane, that we've got the King of Swords is the challenge, right? So I think there isn't you haven't got anything challenging you in life. Does that make sense? So whether you've got to sort of your 40s and you've got everything you want, or you've got everything you need, or whether it's kind of like, and I'm not saying you're going through a midlife crisis, because I think that's bullshit, but it could well be that you've reached a certain point and now you're looking at what's next, what's the next chapter in your life. And the problem is, it's like you can't see anything that you're wanting to go after, because the King of Swords is very defined by what they want and how they wield that sword. And if that's the problem, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me. If that's the problem, it's literally saying that you need to work out what you want, right? You need to work out what your goal is for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, because 45 isn't old, right? It's not. And if you're in this sort of staleness, if you're in this rut and there isn't that sort of spark, then yeah, you need to find something you're passionate about. So either something you're passionate towards or something you're passionate against. So it may well be that you really hate, you know, the way the environment's being destroyed. Well, go and do something, campaign for that. Do you know what I mean? Find that inner thing that's going to give you that spark and is going to connect you to your bullhorn, to your voice, because this is what's missing. This element of grr is missing, because the Page of Cups is such a young, naive heart card that it's talking about being very, very young, very innocent energy, but that's also not a go-getter energy. And then we've got the Four of Pentacles coming up, which is more stability. So I don't think this is talking about your workplace. I really do think, I don't know whether you've retired, but it feels like it feels like the cups here, it's like you're just treading water somehow. And the Four of Pentacles coming up here again, it's like I don't know if you're one of these lucky people that doesn't have to get up and grind and go to the office every single day for whatever reason. And if that's the case, then that is or that Four of Pentacles is basically saying that financially you're kind of stable, or you're going through, and it's that's you haven't got that drive anymore. Does that make sense? Hopefully I'm not insulting you majorly by saying that. The advice, Seven of Pentacles, make some difficult decisions, right? Make some difficult decisions, especially around long-term growth and long-term plans, because the Seven is all about these difficult choices to make. And the Pentacles here, we've got this bush, it's growing these peas, great, but what do you want to do next year? Like, do you want to plant this? Sorry, do you want to save this, wrap, you know, stuff around it and protect it for next year and try and grow it on? Or you're going to dig it up and turn the soil and use the soil for something else? What is your long-term plan? What is your long-term goal? And at the moment, this feels like you might be lacking that. You might be lacking that spark that is going to give you that kick up the backside. Again, this Queen of Wands, the elemental sign for Wands is fire. So again, it's that spark. And they see it, maybe it's like you are too nurturing and too caring. Maybe you do need to find what is going to give you that anger element and give you that grr, that. Do you know what I mean? The fact that this is reversed is also saying that I don't think you want to make any big time decisions. It feels like in one way you're quite the stable. Oh, I don't want to say it. It feels like you're happy being lazy, and I don't mean that in that way, because I don't work anymore on a regular basis because of my fibro, because I'm physically incapable of it, because I crash so often. So for me, I've got, you know, my ability is incredibly limited. In fact, tomorrow I'm probably going to spend most of the morning asleep to recover from doing this 2-hour live. But it's like you don't want to make the difficult decisions and move forward because you're kind of comfortable with that stability, with this staleness. It's like, as much as it's annoying, there's also an element of, but at least it's what you know. And then in the outcome card, we've got the Lovers reversed. Now, I did say earlier when we were talking about a romance reading for someone that the Lovers very rarely in this deck talks about romance. It quite often talks about getting to know and getting to love your inner self, that dark side. Now, it could be that because we've got this lack of lack of spark, if you like. It could be, I don't know whether there is a physical ailment or a health issue that's happening, where you need to kind of maybe learn to accept and love that element to be able to move forward. But this, again, this reversal is saying that I think it's stuff that you don't necessarily want to do. So I do think your question is what's happening for the rest of the year, and a general reading. I think you do need to do some work on discovering what it is that is going to give you back that spark, right? So if you're financially able to, experiment with some hobbies. If you're not financially able to, have a look on YouTube at some courses. Like there's like how to do YouTube videos, there's how to learn language videos, there's you can find a video on just about everything on YouTube, from painting a fantastic watercolor all the way through to fixing your pipes in your boiler. There's everything on YouTube now. So find something, go and have a look and find something that you might want to do next year, or you might want to do either as a hobby or as a career, if that makes sense. So yeah, try and push yourself a little bit, but also do learn to accept and do learn to love whatever's holding you back, whatever this is that is stopping you, whatever this is. If you have retired, if you have retired, I mean, in theory, you're then able to go and do whatever you want, but it's difficult to do the things. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you haven't got that spark, it's difficult to know what you want to do. And that's what I think the cards are saying. It's like there's lots of difficult decisions here. There's lots of cards that are reversed saying you don't necessarily want to do things. But I do think, I'm going to sit on me watch in a minute. Now that sounds wrong. I do think that you need to find what is going to empower you, if that makes sense. Right, let me swap cameras. I'll sum that reading up, right? Because I think I waffled all over the place. Basically, if you are stuck in a rut, right? If you are stuck, if that Four of Cups is where you are now, linked in with that Four of Pentacles that came up with the clarifying, if that's where you are, if the fours are like you are stuck in molasses, you are stuck in honey, and there's nothing exciting going on, there's nothing to challenge you, then find a challenge. That's what I think the cards are trying to impart. Yes, there's going to be difficult choices to make, difficult things for you to do, and you're not necessarily going to want to make those tough choices. But I do think that's what you need to work on. Again, use winter, use the dark months. Depending on where you are in France, if you're in the north of France, you've got similar weather to us. So winter's quite bad. If you're in the south of France, then winter's not normally too horrendous. But try and see, take up a hobby, take up learn something for the sake of learning it. Try and push yourself out of that quagmire, out of that quicksand. Try and push yourself out of it into rediscovering that spark. And it might be something completely different. Fly. Oh, it might be something completely different. But yeah, I don't know whether that's helped, my darling, but thank you very much for your question. And thank you for the donation. Hopefully that's given you some clarity. I'm not sure that it did. Let me just go into the live comments. And right, you are single, unemployed for a long time. That's where that 10 of Pentacles is coming in then. And yes, bored, really bored with the 4, and really need some excitement in your life. Well, the cards are saying the same thing, Stefan. So get yourself out there. Just try something new. Take up a cooking course. Why not? You might be a really good chef. Go and teach a cooking course. If you've been unemployed because of physical or mental health or any kind of issues like that, then on the days where you can do things, go and learn something new, as I say, on YouTube's or wherever. I agree with Patricia here, though. beware of asking for exciting times. There's an old curse. May you live in interesting times. There's a curse for a reason, right? Because if you want excitement, beware what the universe thinks is exciting, because it might be more than you think's exciting. Do you know what I mean? You need to challenge yourself. Yes, be stronger. Even if the other saw me as a strong person that you're not. Again, there's no, I don't believe, if we're talking about emotional strength, I do not believe that there is anything wrong with asking for help when you need it at all. I think the strongest people are the ones who ask for help. The weakest people are the ones that struggle to do that, right? And it isn't, weak or strong isn't a positive or negative, it's just life. And sometimes the strongest of us need that support. We need to ask out. I'm only able to do this because my other half is currently cooking dinner, and I'm incredibly lucky that yesterday, when I was literally about to collapse in Tesco's, he stopped me, propped me up, literally physically held on to me to stop me falling over. And yet I could beat myself up about that and go, oh, I'm so stupid, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Or I could just say, no, it's what happens, and I fight through where I can, and when I can't, I relax and I try and chill. And again, don't beat yourself up, my darling. But yeah, if you can push yourself and challenge yourself, then try. Do it in a small way. Do it in a small way. Small steps. Set yourself a tiny little goal. That's what I would do. Tiny little goal. Find something. Find 5 YouTube videos, right? Sign out of YouTube on your account, sign in on a unknown account, and just find 5 YouTube videos that you would never normally watch. Just watch them to the end, whether it's an hour video, a 10-minute video, a 5-minute, a 30-second short. Just go and watch 5 random videos that you never would have watched before. Might be interesting. You might go and learn something, or you might be bored stupid, but at least it's something new. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. Thank you for your question. Thank you for your super chat. Right then, we're going to open up another round, everybody. So if you're wanting a... Oh, hang on. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. If you're wanting a question, go ahead, put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. And yes, go and do that thing. If you want to guarantee that your question is read next, send it as a super chat of any amount, and I will read those first. Okay, go ahead and do that now. Pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I'll pick one of those at random. If you want to guarantee you're next, go ahead and send it via a super chat. And hopefully when I find the button, there's a little video. No, it's still not on the right place. There's a little video to help support that. Okay, right, I'm on the live chat. I'm going to scroll up and down with my eyes closed. So we do it with a, what's it called? I've forgotten it again. Mods, I've forgotten it. Jog wheel. This thing on the mouse. I go up and down, up and down, and up and down, and then I grab one of the questions at random. Unless one's coming. Nope, nothing's coming. So I do that at random, and we pick one, and we're going to go with, please don't be a mod message. Oh, I can't even see. Hang on. I need my old lady specs. I'm getting old. It's getting to that point of the day. Oh, no. Let's use the other ones. Let's use my actual prescription ones. Might help. There we go. Corey Ray. Good evening, Corey Ray. Question. Oh, no. Don't do that. It's gone away again. Thank you. There we go. On the other screen, on the reading screen. Question. What good future changes do you see together with me and my wife in our marriage? Oh, okay, cool. We'll have a look. So then, Wispy, My hands this last couple of weeks have been bloody horrible. I'm dropping everything at the moment. So, Wispy. Corey Ray would like to know, what do we see in the future? Any good positive changes happening with Corey Ray and their wife? Corey Ray and their wife in their marriage. What good changes do we see? Good future changes. Okay, I've got to say, Corey, if there's negative changes, the cards will give me that as well. Oh, however, we've got a single card flip, and it's possibly the most positive card of all. It's the Magician. Let me just turn that banner off. Hang on a second. So otherwise, that's going to keep rolling, and it will really annoy me. There we go. So the Magician. What is the Magician card all about? Well, the Magician is the first. Well, technically, it's the second card of the majors, the major arcana, and the Magician, this is a kind of version of the standard one. The Magician is all about you having the power. You got the power. So this Magician is holding in their hand a wand. It's an ethereal wand, so it's a wand you can't see. There is also an infinity symbol just there. Look, you can just about make it out. And on the table in front of them, we've got various things that denote cups, wands, pentacles, and swords. We've also got a bottle there with spirit on. We've got a pestle and mortar, more droppers, and a potion bottle. There's all sorts of bits, right? So this is talking about being able to manifest your future however you want it to manifest. So it's literally saying, if you want to be able to have a better 2024 in your relationship, it's possible. It is there. All you need to do is to find what is going to make it better for you and to act on it, right? I know that sounds ridiculous, but that is literally what it is saying. Act on it. Whatever it is, you've got the ability to manifest it. So if you want to see some changes in your marriage for the good, talk to your wife, talk to your wife as a partner, as an equal, and sit down and say, do you know what? This year's been a bit shit. Why don't we do this, this, and this next year? Why don't we try and have a holiday, or try and, you know, just go for a walk together of an evening down to the, you know, the local park, walk around the park and come home. Whatever it is that you want to do, you've got this ability now, because this is a card of change. If there was ever a card of being able to make positive change happen, this is it, right? It's almost like the flip to the death card. The death card is talking about a massive change and a massive upheaval that's kind of coming, whether you like it or not. It's like you've come to the end of that chapter. This Magician card is saying, what do you want your next chapter to be? Go write your next chapter. This, like, nothing is written yet. If you want to change it, go change it, because you've got the power. You've got the power. Right, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. I didn't do a cut, did I? Did I do a cut? I don't think I did. Right, okay, cutting the cards. Don't think I did. Right, okay. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. Okay, this is where you are now. What you need to know, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Emperor as the opportunity. Right, okay, so Two of Pentacles in the where you are now. I think the two of you are still okay together, but I do think there is this sort of money element, if that makes sense. We've got this element of work, or so the Pentacles. Hang on, let me unplug my phone, because it keeps doing that thing where it's, there we go, instantly better sound. Two of Pentacles. Pentacles is either work, career, or finances, right? And you can see here, this two is one of those seed things that I can never remember what they're called, but it's talking about laying seeds, but sowing seeds for the future. The twos always for me are representing couples, and so this is the two of money, if you like, the two of work. Now, if you do work together, that's what this is talking about. If you are in a joint bank account and money's a thing that you are, if money's either great or not great, whatever that link is, this is what he's talking about. Now, if there isn't a financial link between you, if there isn't a financial, a money issue, I guess, kind of coming into play, then this will be talking about the amount of work or the amount of effort that something takes. Does that make sense? So it's literally saying, like, the two of you, we've got that same infinity symbol. So I think looking at it, I think you're probably quite strong together, because the infinity symbols come up again. It came up on the magician, so that's talking about longevity. So I think you're going to be okay in the long term. Now, if you're wanting to make some positive changes, you've got to sow some seeds for future gain, right? Whether that's financial seeds, so whether that is, you know, trying to change careers, or trying to, I don't know, maybe one of you needs to get a job. If one of you's traditionally husband and wife, like wives stay at home, don't they? Bullshit. But maybe one of you could support financially, or there could be something like that needs to happen. But whatever this Two of Pentacles is, I do think that it's talking about sowing the seeds for the longer term. Is there any, I keep getting this idea, especially with this magician, is there anything in the cards, and I'm not going to know till I come back on the live, so I don't even know why I'm asking, but is there anything here about starting your own business, like starting an Etsy business or something, like a small business? Because that's what I keep thinking. It's like two people come together. This doesn't feel like you currently work together, but it feels like you could maybe co-run an Etsy shop or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's something here about bringing your energies together, not in a romantic kind of, or even a bedroom kind of way or anything like that, but bringing them together for financial gain. So I don't know whether that's a thing, whether it's like you're gonna next year do some car boot sales and have an Etsy shop where you sell, I don't know, upscaled things, upcycled things, or things you make or paint or whatever. But it feels very much like there is definitely this coming together for a financial growth. So yeah, whatever that is, and it's something that I think it really does feel like, I mean, literally the card is my fingers. I always do this movement when the twos come up, and this really does feel like it's two coming together for this financial gain. So whatever that is, look into that, particularly because what you need to know, Queen of Pentacles, right? I don't know your gender, because Corey could be either gender, or no gender, but the wife, when you're talking about your wife, it could be that the queens could represent your wife. And so it could be that there is a financial element coming into play here. What you need to know is your wife either holding on to money somehow, or, you know, kind of siphoning money somehow, because that could be a thing, or has she got a capability of earning more by doing something else? Because this is a nurturing card. The queens generally are nurturing cards, so it could well be that there is something here. It's what you need to know. So it's almost like, if you are going to do this business together, let your wife be the boss, because it's like she's got, this is a seed, and these are two plants that she's nurtured, right? Does that make sense? So it's like the queen's already looked after these. This is a little seedling, and this card's talking about planting new seeds. So whether it is starting your own business and then letting her go off and be the boss, and you like work for your wife, if that's something that is possible in your business, then maybe look at that. Or if not, ask your wife's opinion about this money issue. I do really think this is talking about a new business with this manifesting card, particularly because the opportunity that's coming up is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is all about making decisions and making those big decisions, right? So the Emperor is the final say in anything that happens. But the Emperor is also what's it called? My brain just farted. not accountant. The architect. Yay, got there in the end. The emperor is the architect. So that isn't, you don't have to be, it's contradictory, I know, right? But you don't have to be the boss. Even though I always say the emperor is the big boss, right? You don't have to be the boss and lay down the law. You can be the architect of the future. Does that make sense? It's like I do think there is some changes coming. I think you need to find a way of either setting up a small business or working together on some sort of project for the longer term. It could just be that you want to remodel the garden, and I could be completely off, in which case both of these will be connecting to that earth energy that the pentacles give us. So it's that earth, that proper growth. I do think there is something here about planning for long-term future, sowing some seeds for long-term future, because you've got both of these pentacle elements. The queen, this nurturing element in what you need to know. With the magician, it's almost like go with her ideas. So if you want to plant, I don't know, a rose garden, and your wife wants to plant a herb and veg garden, go with her ideas, because she's the one that's going to be able to manifest this. And in the opportunity, that will be your opportunity to make her the emperor, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, overall, it looks really positive, right? Magician and Emperor, two very, very important cards. The Magician specifically, you've got the ability to do this. Look outside the box at Etsy and Vinted and Depop and things like that. For a small business idea, if you're currently not doing something together. If you are doing something together, also, if you're not working together and this is a garden, look at maybe selling seeds or selling plants, because there's something here about selling and growth that I'm not sure what that is. In fact, I tell you what, do you know what? Put it in the comments if you kind of know what I'm talking about. Put it in the comments, because there is definitely something here about growth or working together, or I think you need to set up a business together. I really, really do. Really, really do. I think that's what that Two of Pentacles is saying. Right, let me have a look in the live chat. Oh, hang on. Oh, there's loads. Hang on. Oh, it's financial holding us back, but you're not sure what to do, if that makes sense. Okay. From the Magician, start small. Again, with the Two of Pence, it's seeds. It's not fully grown plants, it's seeds. Start small. Sow the seeds for the future. You work together. Hope it gets better financially. So do you already have your own? Hope it gets better financially. So do you have your own business? Is that what you're doing? Because then you say, no, she's not making money. She's trying to find something on the side to make money. But you said you work together, but she's not making any money. So how does that, I'm confused. You do have your own business, right? Then absolutely Etsy. I don't know why, like literally Wispy is screaming at me, Etsy. I don't know whether that is an artistic thing that you can sell, whether that is like a side hustle. There's something here around that. I tell you what, Wispy, sorry everyone, I know I've gone right down this track, and also I'm really sorry if that fly that keeps buzzing around my head is triggering you. It's triggering me, and I don't get easily triggered by insects, but I really want to punch the fly. Wispy, give us 2 cards, Wispy. She doesn't take money from the business, right? Okay. Then question mark sustainability, question mark. But I know all of that because we used to be in a similar sort of situation. especially when you're starting out. Maybe look at, I don't know which country you're in or where you are in the world. Is there any business support advice? Is there any financial advice? As I say, I'm not a financial advisor, but is there any free support that you can get around that? Wispy, what I want to know very quickly is a pointer towards a side hustle for Corey's wife. A side hustle for Corey's wife. That's what we want to know. We're using the Lightseers deck. So something that will give us an idea of a side hustle. Right. We'll do 2 cards, Wispy. 2 cards. That's what we want to know. Do the drop. I knew it was going to go there. Absolutely knew it was going to go there. Right. So we've got the Queen of Wands and the Death or Rebirth card. Okay, so Queen of Wands, something to do with her security. Something to do with her sense of security, right? There is something about, if you're in, I've just seen that comment, it's supposed to get better where your business is located. If you're in a physical premises and you're not doing anything from, you know, if you don't get a lot of footfall from customers, then why not use that time to work on something else? The Death and Rebirth card is coming up, and this is talking about kind of making that huge big old change and doing something differently. It doesn't necessarily mean to close your business, start something else, but it may well be that having premises isn't going to be sustainable, and you might have to go to an online business, or whatever it is you do for your business. Is it online? Are you taking full advantage of that side of things? There's something here. Your missus has got some sort of skill to input here. So why not, if it's quiet during the day-to-day of the business, why not try and, again, it depends on what you do, I guess, why not try and take out some business classes online that a lot of them you can do for free, going through various different charities and business organizations and government organizations, certainly in the UK. I don't know whether that's, I know the UK ones won't be available in the rest of the world, but there are similar classes, similar courses. Do that while you're sat at work waiting for customers to come in. But the key here on the other cards as well, there is something here. Your wife is a key. There is something here that she will be able to take forward and grasp and run with. But you whatever it is, you've got the skills already, because you've got that Magician card coming through, and that is hugely important. The skill is there, the ability is there. You just need to realize what it is and monetize it. So say, for example, if your wife bakes bread every single morning and brings to work, then it may well be that you can sell bread in your premises as an aside, or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you make if she's always going, here is this salve that I make because you keep scratching yourself, so I make a healing salve out of oils and coconut oil and butters and all this stuff, and I put it on. Maybe that's something to go in. Do you know what I mean? There's something here that your wife is doing because of this, because of the, sorry, I'm bashing the microphone, because of the Queen of Wands, and because in the other reading it was the Queen of Pentacles. There is something that your wife has that she's good at, that you can monetize and think about in a different way. I don't know what that is, other than it's to do with your wife and her confidence. So maybe if there's something that she can do, I think absolutely have a look online, have a look for courses, head down that road, and basically do a skills audit, right? And I would say this to everybody out there. I'm going to end very, very quickly. Sorry, everybody. Do a skills audit. Write down the skills that are transferable skills. So it may be that your wife's never worked in her life, but she's looked after 5 children, right? In which case she's got loads of skills, time management skills, dealing with childcare, raising, budgeting skills. She's got lots of things that come under being a stay-at-home mum. Or say she's only ever worked in a tax accountancy office. Well, actually, she'll be very good with numbers, very good with computers. She'll be very good with working with XYZ. She can use these spreadsheets and that spreadsheet. You know what I mean? There's skills that are transferable, but not in a like-to-like. So I used to work in pubs, right? Can never do that again, physically unable to. But I've got a certain amount of people skills to enable me to not feel scared about being online on the YouTubes. Doesn't bother me. Like talking to people and conversing with people online, I'm not scared of being filmed. I'm not scared of any of that because I used to work in a pub and I used to work on stage. So for me, that's a transferable skill. What has your wife got that she can be doing whilst helping you run the business or helping, you know, the day to day? What has she got that she can do as a side hustle? What has she got that she can, it's feeling like the two queens. Is there a course that she can write to help people do something she's done? That's what I would say. Yes, I know, Patricia. Wispy's giving me all this stuff. There's something to do with courses. Either she needs to write a course or she needs to attend a course, and that's going to help. I don't know what it is, though, but yeah, hopefully that helps. Right then. Whew. Intense tonight. Yes, thank you, Wispy. I don't need any more, mate. I'm getting a headache now. No more, Wispy. Thank you, though, my friend. We'll do 2 more readings, maybe 1. And yeah, I thank you. Thank you, Corey. Let me thank you, Wispy. Right then, we're going to open up another round. So if you would like a tarot reading, there's 2 ways to get it. The first way, go ahead and send your question in the form of a super chat. That comes through automatically. The second way of doing it is to put your question into the live chat right now, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of those at random. Okay, that's how we do it. We're opening a round right now. I'm going to play 2 videos this time. The first one talking about Etsy businesses. The first one is shouting out 2 small businesses that are run by friends of mine, just to be completely clear on what they are, but they are run by friends of mine who also happen to be mods on this channel. This is not sponsored in any way, but both of these businesses are bloody amazing, right? I totally 100% stand by both of these businesses. While we're doing this, put your comments in the live chat.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necro Neil.
Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com. Hi, I'm Lisa from Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Make sure you join my Spooktober special live stream on the 31st of October at 7 p.m. UK time. As well as doing my usual accurate and authentic card readings, I'm also going to be doing a rather spectacular giveaway. So if you would like to be in with a chance of getting some very special treats, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you when I go live. Until then, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll see you on Halloween night. Yes, indeed. Halloween is coming up next week, so I will see you there for the giveaway. Make sure you're here. Make sure you join us for that giveaway. I've actually got... Oh, hello, mister. I've actually got... Where did I put them? Oh, so everybody, there's 3 giveaways happening next Tuesday, right? There are 3 separate bags. Oh, there we go. I've got 2 black bags. One says, oh, does this one say stay spooky? And one that says spooky season. right? Because you can see we're leaning into it. And I've got another one that's like an orange and purple bag, and they will have different items in. One, in fact, they've all got different items in. Very, very different. Some of the items are from those two businesses. So Holland at Blue Chalice, I bought a couple of items and they sent over some more items for the giveaway. I also bought a couple of more Necronomicons from Neil, and Neil's then gifted us some of these ones, which is the Halloween special, all about the Michael Myers films. And so they will go in the giveaway in every bag as well. So there'll be 3 bags, 3 different giveaways. I reckon it's worth easily over £100, possibly over 200, over 200, over £150 all told. So yes, if you're in on Tuesday next week, you have to be in it to win it, as they say. And so for me, that means being here Tuesday, the 31st of October, 7 p.m. UK time. I will probably be in some kind of spooky Halloween costume or makeup or something. I haven't decided yet, but I'll be wearing something. I'll be in the spirit, and I hope you'll all join us in the spirit too. Right then, so I don't know what Rufus is cooking, but it smells amazing. Smells absolutely amazing. Right then, I'm going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down in the live chat. And hopefully I'm not clicking on a mod's message. Is that... What's that? Oh, gosh, I can't read. There's a thingy in it. Is it a cabbage? No. Hi, cats. With a... What's that emoji? Hang on, I can't see it properly. Let me stick it over there. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Oh, is it a clover? Oh, that was lucky for you, Cat. This is it, you see. You've hacked the system. You've sent a clover and you got lucky. Question, can I get a future reading, please? You certainly can, my darling. Everybody else, unfortunately, I think this is going to be the last reading tonight. Oh, did you see the ratties? Yeah, look. There we are. There's Mr. Tui. He's doing all right now. He had a big old lump come up. It was an abscess. So I drained it, helped drain it. And now we've got some antibacterial powder that we put on it, because both of them, they keep, basically what they do, right? If you don't know about ratties, rats don't have a lot of nerve endings in their skin. So they can't feel if they scratch or bite each other. They can't feel if they puncture each other. So what ends up happening is that they'll nip each other, bite, and then actually it'll come up as a little abscess or come up as a little infection, and they don't even know they've done it. I mean, on one side it's a good thing because they don't feel pain, but on the other side it's not a good thing because it means, you know, that they do get hurt a little bit. So, but yeah, he's absolutely fine. He's absolutely fine. Was it Ellis asking? I think it was. Yeah, he's absolutely fine. Both of them are fine, and I've now got a big supply of antibacterial powder. So the minute that they start doing that, I can put the powder on them, because unlike doggos, I can't use the essential oils. I know with dogs which oils you can and can't use and how to dilute them down, but with ratties, they're really sensitive to scent, so you can't use any. Anyway, there we go. Wispy's not a ratty. Wispy is a dragon. Again, there is a lot of people still don't know when I'm talking about my dragons. There's a whole podcast episode. Make sure you check that out if you haven't done already. But Wispy, Kat would like to know, can they get a future reading, please? So a future reading. Yeah, okay, Kat, you can get it next week. Bye. Oh, sorry, that was funny. That made me giggle. Yeah, you can have it in June. Oh my God, that's such a lame joke. There's a dad joke if ever you heard it. I can literally hear my dad's voice in the back of my head saying that. Yeah, you want a future reading? You can get that next week then. Come back and... God. Thanks, Dad. Jeez. Gosh. All right, is the veil is thinning? The time for the ancestors is coming. You know what I mean? Right then, Wispy. Any particular future reading for Kat? That's what we want to know. Let me know also in the comments, what are you doing for Halloween? Are you going to be dressing up and trick-or-treating with the kids? Are you going to be dressing up and trick-or-treating with the adults? I don't know. Are you So we've got a future reading. So we'll do we'll just do the PPF, past, present, and future. So the energies coming into today, the energies, 10 of Pentacles. I haven't seen you for so long, and then you're coming up twice, and also the Emperor cards. I'm sure Wispy's got favorite cards. Let me know what you're planning for Halloween. Are you going to be doing some spooky Samhain related, witchcrafty related things? Are you going to be doing more sort of trick-or-treating partying type things? What are you doing? Let me know in the comment section. Do you do practical witchcrafty stuff over Halloween, over Samhain? Let me know, because I'm always nosy. I'm a nosy bitch. I'm a nosy witch. Right then, so in the past, this is the 9 of Swords, right, Cap? So I think you're still dealing with crap from other people. I know this has been the theme of tonight's readings. It really has. But the 9 of Swords, right, it's like the universe is giving you a lot. It hasn't broken you. And it's stuff that, because this is in the past, I think it's stuff that you are aware of. Unlike the 10s that came up earlier, I think you are aware of these issues and you are actually working through them. Okay, so I do think this is something that you are actively trying to heal from, if that makes sense, because the 9s here, I always say the 9 is when it's full, the 10 is when it's overflowing, right? So the 9 here, we've got 9 different types of blades and swords and things. So we've got a hacksaw, a cleaver, a different type, I don't know what those saws are called, I never learnt that in woodwork, a razor, a needle, a pin, a dagger, a different dagger, looks like a foldy uppy one, and a scythe, right? So you've got lots of different types of blades. It means there's been a lot of shit for you to deal with, but because this is reversed, I think it was other people's shit mainly, and I think it's stuff that you've now kind of, you're actively working on wiping that slate clean and moving on from. The present energy, though, how we get towards the Emperor coming up, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. So is there a financial loss that's triggering you at the moment? Because it feels like finances are going to be a key issue for you moving on, because the 10 of Pentacles, now when the 10 is overflowing, you lose, right? So especially when it's reversed. So there's a financial element here where it feels like, you've got all of this, all the pentacles up on the roof in this lovely cottage. But what happens when the mortgage for this goes through the roof? Like, yes, you've got this lovely little idyllic cottage, but if you can't afford it and end up in a cardboard box anyway, then buying this lovely little idyllic cottage in the countryside and going, overstretching your means isn't really the best idea. Do you know what I mean? And so there is definitely something here financially related that is going to be not necessarily holding you back next year, but I think you need to get it dealt with, right? So whatever this is, if there's debts that you need to clear up, if there's even a credit score you need to clear up, whatever that is, whatever's going on, it needs addressing. You've got the Emperor coming up in the future position. Now the Emperor, again, I'll play him again because we've seen the Emperor already tonight, but the Emperor, their energy is a very strong energy. They came up earlier in terms of the Architect, but the Emperor is also talking about decision making and being the final say. The Emperor is the one that holds the entire empire together. Okay, so they are the one that does all of the contracts, all the building. They decide where's getting land, where isn't, where you're building on, all of that. All of the kings in the tarot deck, there are 4 kings, one for each of the 4 suits. All of those kings ultimately answer to the mages, and the mages ultimately answer to the Emperor, because the Emperor is as high rank as you can go, arguably, until you get into the magical cards. But the Emperor is, as far as authority figures, or as far as institutions, the Emperor is as high as you can go. So there is something really positive coming your way in the upcoming few weeks and even the next couple of months. And it could well be a promotion to some position of authority if it's a work related, If this is work related and you've got some work issues happening, then it could well be that you're going to get promoted and you're going to take on more responsibility in the workplace. That's a good omen for that, because quite often when we're dealing with financial elements, the Emperor does come in as one of two things. Either it can relate to, depending on what the spread is and where he lands, it can relate to there being the boss, right? So a person in authority coming down on you or telling you what to do, or it can relate to you stepping up into a position of authority. Wispy, I'm going to pull one more card. It feels like this is quite near future, but also this feels like it's kind of incongruent with the Emperor coming in. So Wispy, I want a joining card, a stepping stone from the reverse pentacles to the Emperor. How do we get from this to this? It's what we want to know. Ooh, King of Wands reversed. Right, hang on a second, because the King of Wands is talking about confidence and perhaps being overconfident. So there's an element here around. There's an element here. You know, when I said the king's answer to the Emperor, there's definitely some sort of authority figure coming in that's coming into play in the next couple of weeks, right? Don't trust them. Don't trust this authority figure. There's a reason why this card has a red flag, especially when it comes up reversed, right? So the King of Wands is all about confidence and self-esteem, but wands are also the ones that they deal with those security elements, if you like. One of the elements about security is we talk about, you know, fighting, and the swords here tends to be the challenges, but sometimes wands, when it comes down to, oh my god, what's the word, defense, there we go, defensiveness, right? So it may well be that there is some decisions here and some rulings going with the king that are going to go against you, right? Don't let that stop you. Whatever this financial element is, whatever this is, right, there is a way forward. Are you being underpaid? Are you overpaying for something? Is there something here where you've already, is it like you've paid off your mobile phone contract, but you're still paying for the handset, even though you've paid off the handset? Do you know what I mean? Like they haven't done that adjustment. There's something here where money wise, either you're paying out too much, or you should have had some kind of rebate, or you're entitled to some sort of financial thing. So have you been working too many hours and not got your extra pay? And is the boss at work, or I guess this could be, it could be study with the Emperor coming in with these blueprints. It could be. But then how have we got why have we got the king? If this is, so this is the present and this is the slightly further future. How have we got this connection between the two? The King of Wands is confidence, security, and he's reversed, which is something that you don't want. So you don't want to have that security. So there's something going on that I don't think you're aware of. Right, double check everything. If this is work related, and especially if you're going through some real issues right now, double check what you're paying or what you're being paid, right? Double check your deductions. I know that in some countries when you work, they deduct all your tax and things out manually. So it may well be that you're paying too much on the deductions. There's something here that isn't right, because all of these three cards are reversed. So there's something that isn't right, and it's doing you a disservice, right? And so double check this, double check the money element, and this coming up in the next future, this Emperor is almost either you're going to get a promotion or you're going to step up financially, or this is how you get out of this. Like someone's going to help you. So take some advice. I don't know if that makes any sense, Kat. I really don't. But hopefully that makes some sort of, oh no, hang on, I clicked on it and then didn't bring it up. Hopefully that, there we go. I just put the wrong thing on. There we go. Hopefully that makes some sense. But there's definitely something around you not getting either the right advice, or you're not like, see a tax accountant or something, see a financial advisor or something, check your pay, whatever this money thing is, check your pay stubs, check everything. If you're in a contract for something, check the fine print, because something isn't right here. You've got 3 reverse cards, one after the other, and then the way forward is this Emperor. So there is something here that you're being diddled on, right? Get some advice from somebody older and wiser in authority. Even if you've got to pay for that advice, it might work out that it's better for you in the long run. So whatever it is that you're paying or not being paid, get that looked at. Get that looked at, my darling. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. Right, let me look in the live chat. Thank you. It made sense. Oh, good. I'm glad it made sense to someone. It didn't make any bloody sense to me. You're paying for your school right now. Okay, check then. Check. Emperor could be somebody in authority at the school, but I think that king, that reverse king, somebody's, whether they're doing it on purpose, somebody has done you a dirty there, and it needs to be sorted. So check you're paying the right amounts. You're trying to. Oh, hang on, Ellis, you are. I don't know why I've taken my glasses off. Hang on, you're going to this weekend to Whitby, as there's something happening for Halloween. Is it Gothfest? Is it Whitby Goth Weekend? Normally it's October. I thought it was, there's 2, isn't there? There's like the official Goth Weekend, and then there's the other one, and I always got confused, and it's, but you know, Whitby's amazing. I love Whitby. I love Whitby. I know it's not for everyone. I know some people have had their issues with Whitby, but I don't mind it as a tourist visitor, if that makes sense. Oh, I wish we could go to Whitby. I might say to Rufus, do you fancy going to Whitby on Saturday? I might do. We'll see. Might do. Anyway, that's it. We've gone 3 minutes over. I didn't even realize. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to the mods. Thank you for everybody that asked questions. If you didn't get your question, I'm so sorry. Come back and join us on Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. To the members up here, or if you aren't a member, you can join our membership here. To the members, I'll see you at 6 o'clock on Sunday. I've got a video going up tomorrow on the other channel for just a weigh-in video. Thank you everyone for your company tonight. Yes, thank you everybody. Thank you to Patricia and Holland today, who have been the stalwart, steadfast and stalwart mods. I think stalwart's the right word. That's making me think of a wart, but I don't think that's what it means. It's been a long day, but yes, thank you very much to Holland and Patricia. Thank you to everybody who has joined. Thank you to everybody who asked questions. If you didn't get your question answered, you can also go across to beyondauthentic.co.uk and you can pop questions in there. It links through to Fiverr and also the Buy Me a Coffee link, where you can also order tarot readings if you would like. So thanks ever so much, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful few days. I will be back on Sunday, but do dong your bell, because I am thinking about adding in a stream. So there might be a stream between now and Sunday. I don't know yet. Depends how I feel. And it may or may not involve mods. So I don't know. It might just be I'm awake, I'm feeling vibrant, and I do a quick hour. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. I'll have to kick Nightbot up the backside if I decide to do that, because I probably won't have the mods on stream. So it'd just be me. Also, thank you, Holland. I've just seen. Also, YouTube has got a new thing, right? So if I say, please also remember to like and subscribe. Hopefully, if you're watching this on replay, let me know if the like button has just done a little animation on it, because it's got a new animation, and I keep forgetting to say like and subscribe in the pre-record videos. So yeah, let me know if it's got a little flashy animation thing when I say like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. And I will see you again very soon. Don't forget, each and every Tuesday and Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. I'm off now. Thank you very much, mods. You're all bloody wonderful, and I love you all.